She laughed when she said it. "Sue me," she smirked, her lawyer boyfriend's hand sliding around her waist like a trophy ribbon. "I'm untouchable." I stood there in the courtroom, the ink of betrayal still drying on the divorce papers. She'd taken everything. Our house, the business I built from my bare hands, $8.7 million in savings, even custody of the kids who still called me dad when she wasn't around to correct them. The judge's gavel hit like a bullet. Case closed. I remember the sound of the garage door that night, how hollow the house felt without their laughter. I sat at the kitchen counter, the one she once said was too small for a family, now too big for a ghost. My phone buzzed with an email from her lawyer, her lover, confirming final financial disbursements. The man had attached a smiley face. That was the moment something inside me went quiet. Not broken, silent. 2 weeks later, I went to the bank to close my grandfather's old savings account. A dusty relic I'd nearly forgotten, one he opened for me in 1960 with a $100 deposit, back when $100 meant something. The teller was young, polite, tapping keys as she tried to locate it. Then her smile faltered. "Sir," she whispered, "you might want to see this." She turned the monitor toward me. The number had too many zeros. $2,814,672.09. My grandfather had left the account under a compound interest clause, untouched for 65 years. The bank had quietly maintained it, the interest growing like a secret garden. I stood there, numb. And then I smiled. That night, I poured a glass of whiskey and began to plan. Not with rage, with precision. Revenge, I've learned, is best served with documentation. She'd transferred my business under her name right before filing. That was mistake number one. She'd used offshore accounts, hidden assets under her new boyfriend's firm. Mistake number two. And she'd underestimated me. Mistake number three. I spent months in the shadows of her empire. Not literally, but digitally. Every file she moved, I copied. Every asset she restructured, I tracked. Every untouchable clause her lawyer drafted, I learned to dismantle. Meanwhile, I used my newfound inheritance quietly. No flashy moves, just strategic acquisitions, a few shell companies under neutral names, a silent stake in her new brand, a discreet purchase of her lawyer's firm's outstanding debts. Yes, debts. Every shark owes someone. 6 months later, they hosted a gala to celebrate their joint success. I was invited by accident, technically by one of the shell companies that owned 22% of her new corporation. I wore a black suit, the kind that doesn't say wealth, it says control. She didn't recognize me at first. Maybe it was the confidence or the calm. She just blinked, wine glass midair. "What are you doing here?" she hissed. "Collecting dividends," I said. Her lawyer turned pale. He knew the name of the silent investor. The one they'd been funneling profits to was listed as H. Caldwell Holdings, my grandfather's initials. I watched realization crawl across their faces like a slow infection. They'd been paying me for months, funding my revenge with every transaction. I leaned closer. You should have read the fine print. The next day, the financial news lit up like fireworks. Her company was under audit. Multiple shell entities were traced back to her. Fraud, misappropriation, insider dealing, all under her signature. The board voted her out before lunch. As for her lawyer lover, his firm went bankrupt overnight. Their debts had matured, bought out and called in by a single creditor. Guess who? By evening, their accounts were frozen. By morning, she was begging her own lawyer for representation. By noon, she called May. "Please," she whispered, "think about the kids." "I am," I said. "They'll need a parent who teaches them consequences." The court revisited the custody arrangement after the scandal broke. Turns out, fraud doesn't pair well with parenting. The judge called it a concerning lapse in character. The kids came home last month. The house, my house, is quieter, steadier now. I rebuilt the business under a new name. I kept my grandfather's account open, still compounding. Sometimes I catch myself looking at the old photos of us, the laughter, the vacations, the smiles that now feel like lies printed on glossy paper. But I don't burn them. They remind me of who I was before the silence. She thought she took everything. She only took my noise. Now I have something better: clarity. I saw her once more outside the courthouse. Same smile, but hollow. She looked at me like she didn't recognize the man standing there. "You planned this," she said. "No," I replied, stepping closer. "You built it. I just turned the lights on." Her eyes darted away, shame spilling where arrogance used to live. I walked past her, the echo of my footsteps the only sound between us.